4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris! Sounded like a proper infomercial guy doing that there. I'm very proud of myself for corporatizing my voice even more than I already have, and sounding more and more robotic by the day. But let's go ahead and just introduce these players who are not robots, I don't think. Maybe they are. If they were, that's a bit concerning for the future of this esport, but such is life. On the left here, PB of 5.52 million points. A roller out of Kazakhstan. And I think a multi-time runner-up at CT Russia, if I recall correctly. I think finished runner-up this year. I know made the finals. I didn't watch it, but I did rate it. It is Portal. And their opponent, with a PB of 1.62 million points, roller out of the United Kingdom. Multi-time competitor at Classic Tetris UK. In fact, 2024 was her debut event period in Classic Tetris. Made the top 8 this year. And is definitely one of the UK scene's premier stars now at this point. It is Violet, Phloxae, whatever you want to call her. She's here playing right now. Also a CCWC 2025 Gold Bracket alumni. Was one of 5, I think, British players. Yeah, 5 British players to make the Gold Bracket in 2025. Joined Heps, Dan V, Evesy, and SV. 212 for Portal, 185 for Violet. I kind of touched on both players' seasons. A bit more in depth now. Portal played in Division 1B, containing the likes of Scooty, Andy, Sam, Vaughn, Kirby, and Dangler. Finished in 5th with a 1-4 record. Sole win was a sweep against Dangler. Although that doesn't make Portal too special. Everyone did, unfortunately. Dangler did have kind of an off season by his standards, to say the very least. Violet, on the other hand, 4 wins out of 8, but despite having that even match record, did end up finishing in 3rd place with 33 points. Wins against 3 of them sweeps, fun fact. Wins against Oscar, Robin, Salted Sofa, and Toby. Got her those points that she needed to make it here. Violet has been a really fast-growing star, especially not only in the scene in general, but in just Classic Tetris in general. I mean, only started competing a handful of seasons ago, and since then has really been able to climb the ranks to a point where now she's here on the precipice of Div 1. But does have to face off against a player as ferocious and as well known as Portal. I mean, again, to just emphasize that PB of 5.5 million points. That is a PB that is the 15th highest PB in the scene. That would put Portal, in terms of overall PB score, that would put him in between SV and Dangler, which fun fact is almost, if Sam had finished 4th, that would have been in terms of the finishing how Portal also would have finished. Sam finished 3rd, Dangler finished 6th. Portal 500, Violet 444, Tetris Portal to go to 523. And simul Tetris from both players there as well. And Violet with another Tetris here. Both players about to go to level 19 here. Level 19, we'll see a speed increase as well as a point increase per Tetris every 10 lines after. Portal goes in at 582, still with a 70+% Tetris rate, which, you know, it's there. You can look at that. Portal with a bar dependency down the center, though. Violet with a 580 something. So pretty even transition scores from both players, although Portal's board and Violet's board both looking rough right now. Both relatively high up, about 2/3 of the way up the board, so they're going to need to make sure they get out of this dig to stay alive. Portal's board looking a lot more cheesy than Violet's, who gets cleaned and gets a Tetris. And now with another could really take advantage here as Portal still with a bit of work to do, although this is closer to being dug out for Portal than the height would expect. I think only a handful of burns, maybe some triples should get Portal over the line. Going for a dirty Tetris here, Portal. He is waiting on that bar, though. Finally gets it. Tetris for Portal. Dirty in column 3. Nice Adam well there. Portal 641. Violet 708. Tetris to go to 736. Portal finally clean. Getting a Tetris 680. So only 2 Tetrises behind. Portal hasn't lost too much ground, although we'll probably hope to maybe regain some advantage here. It does only take one slip up, one misdrop, and having to dig, especially at 19, for not even necessarily trouble, but just the pace dynamic to change in an instant nearly. Tetris Violet 830. Line difference, I mean, it's 8. There is a line difference of 8, but that is only about 2 extra Tetrises. Line difference at this stage isn't massive. Like, it only really becomes a big deal once we get into, like, the teens or even the 20s in it. But yeah, there is a small line difference there to also keep in mind. But the real-time score is all that matters at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how far ahead you are in pace. It doesn't count for now if you end up losing the game. Portal is Tetris ready, playing quite aggro here. 848, line 211 to Violet's line 206, 907, still leading by about 47,000 points. Tetris Portal and another Tetris to take the real-time lead on 930. Violet will fight back with a Tetris and another back-to-back. Portal got a back-to-back, and Violet raised not a glass as you might expect, but another back-to-back Tetris. I had to, I'm sorry. I'm awful. A05, both players maxing out. A06 for Portal, A52 for Violet. Oh, a couple misdrops here for Violet. Board is creeping up, hangs the square. Can she get anything over to maybe burn flat? Okay, gets a couple flat burns, but doesn't get the L over to try to burn further, and Violet will top out at A59. That's exactly what I was talking about there. Portal was behind on pace, but takes the lead. A77 takes game number 1. For 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And immediately here, both players up pretty high. Oh no, Violet! No! What? 2, 1, Tetris. But yeah, bit of a setback there, but I am sure that we will see many points being scored. from both these players. So the same handful of pieces, same amount of placements from the two players there for the first few, but now there is some deviation. It will be Violet, who looks like got the slightly more efficient start, didn't have to take a burn, Portal had to take 2, but will get a Tetris at 23. Adam versus Gilded promos, want to stay up for that, but I should. I don't even know if I'm going to actually record it, to be honest. I mean, I guess you can clip this and, like, this is my promo. Gilded Lizard. You know, a lot of people have described you as my greatest rival. A lot of people have said, like, it's a rivalry that will stand the test of time. How competitive it's been for TNP. But, to be honest, I don't think I'm going to describe it as a rivalry because, especially recently, Gilded Lizard isn't even can it be a rivalry if it's so one-sided, you know? Look at TNP show, you look at Ladder League. There's only been one winner, and it's been AdamIrish. It's been the AdamIrish experience. I'm happy for your 600k and all, but honey, I got that about a year ago. Year and a half, in fact. On Friday Night Fights, you will be humbled. You will be showing the entire Tetris community just why AdamIrish was in the honorable mentions for the Fave 5. We'll be seeing just how ferocious Tap Adam will be on the Friday Night Fight stage. Alright, 4-3 over, you nerd. True, but I mean, back then I was new, but now I'm pro. 201 for Portal, 158 for Violet. Like, you know those like old Mafia City ads that they used to run on YouTube where it was like level 0 crook, level 100 Mafia boss? Back then, when I faced you and lost 4 times, I was the level 1 crook, and now I'm the level 1000 Mafia boss. That's how Tetris works. We need to bring those kind of ads back. I hate how they're all like brain rotted now. We need to bring those like high production, like really scuffed ads. We need to bring them back. Like, I appreciate what they're currently doing with them now. I appreciate like the really overly dramatic ads where it's like, I'm sorry, we know the game is fake. All that type of stuff. I saw that video. That's like an old, you know, like America has like their national archive for like the greatest movies of all time and all that stuff. That should be in the classic Tetris equivalent. That video by Renz. It is truly an all-timer. 267 for Portal, 325 for Violet. Oh, Portal went for a really aggressive Tetris there, and it's gonna top out at 269. And Violet will take game 3. So a little bit of a gift exchange there from the players. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Level 25 gas player. I'm a level 26 DAS player in denial who's trying to hyper tap. The only triple flipper here is Gilded Lizard. I take back my statement. Portal is only a level 2 noob. No, it'd be like level 2 level 2 keyboard. I mean, it's not even keyboard rolling. Portal is a level 2 level 2 save scummer. Like that would be. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. That is a heart for Violet. This is game 4. Portal took the first 2. Violet took that one. You're level 99 cheater? Same, because he used keyboard, but yeah. Portal on 115, Violet 83. All right, now if I can actually get an opportunity. Both players we did see compete last season in the Classic Tetris League. Or at least, well, yeah, Violet competed last season in CTL, finished in 6th place in Division 2B. A division that contained the likes of AV Geek, Armstrong, Mark, Toby, who appeared in a division this season. $300 for Portal, $289 for Violet. Both players stacking nice and cleanly here. Breeze in the chat saying, woo Violet. You should probably sleep because it's 2:30 a.m. and you still have school. Yeah, go to sleep, please. Do not sacrifice your, well, maybe sacrifice your sleep if you want. I mean, I can't stop you. But, yeah, go to bed. My God. Yeah. Portal did compete last season, however, did drop out of Division 1B eventually. The last full season that he completed was in Season 26. I think. Yeah, Season 26. Where Portal was in Division 1A. Finished in 4th place. And while didn't make the playoffs, still had a great performance there. Now just fighting to stay in Division 1. Portal 556, Violet 489, Tetris for Violet, and up to 493. Tetris Portal 603. Tetris Violet again, 517. Three's noting that Portal might have the best posture of any roller. Yeah, very true. Maybe best posture, like, compared to most Tetris players, in fact. My posture is horrible, but it's not great either. I do have a little bit of a hunch. But I just kind of hunch over generally. I have a posture correcting chair, and like when I'm sitting in my chair, I generally have pretty good posture. I just kind of hunch over a lot in general. It's not even really a posture thing. Oh, Portal with the hang of the L piece. Portal needs a bar now, and Portal is gonna top out at 657. Just was a bit too high there, and just could not get the pieces that he was looking for with transition. Violet needs a 658. Oh, but Violet's board is starting to fall apart here, too. She's gonna need to be careful. And Violet might be falling in. No! And Violet's gonna be down at 600. It looks like the same sequence, or the same sort of stretch of that sequence, taking out both players there. So unfortunate, and Portal will take game 4. 2, 1, Tetris. Portal up a little bit high here early on, but it was a small drop between the two players here, and looks like both players will see it through. Violet's still waiting on a Tetris. This is must win for her. Div 1 hopes to stay alive. Tetris Portal 53, and another to go to 76. Violet is on 34. Portal was ranked in the Premier poll as recently as last month, was in 20th. This month, however, did fall outside of the top 25, was 28th in the overall rankings. Well, Violet, I think, here and there has gotten a couple of votes. As recently as April was voted at least once, but has never ranked in the top 25. Portal's recent form, 2 wins in his last 8 matches. Wins against Dengler and Alejo. As expected, wins in the last 2 months of 38%, has only won 28.5% of games, so is off by 9% in terms of wins in the last 2 months versus the expected, which is a stat that I've just started recently tracking as part of Premier Pool stuff. Violet, on the other hand, as far as her recent form goes, of course, did do good enough to finish in 3rd place and make the playoffs here. Did get 4 out of 8 wins in CTL. But across the Tetris sphere, I put in the other Violet instead of Phloxae. I forget that's the that's her username. 319 Portal, 316 for Violet. But yeah, 4 wins in her last 5 matches, including a streak of 3 in a row. In the past 2 months or so, Violet has played 10 matches, has won 5. Expected win percentage of 49%, so is about in line with what her stats are saying. 5 in her last 10. Oh no, Portal! Portal hangs and tops out at 329. Violet with 363 will stay alive, takes game 5. It is 3-2. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris! Violet says bat and all that. Yeah, true. You're a sheep. You're following the crowd and just taking the seeds that you get. Oh, immediate miss of that tuck for Violet, so she's gonna have to work on that early on. But 3 more burns should be able to get rid of it, unless more weight is added. There we go. Aaron saying tomorrow's gonna be fun in reference to the fact that Tetris Boss Battles is gonna be tomorrow, my own event. Not to plug or anything, but I am going to plug. It happens tomorrow, 9 p.m. UTC. We'll be raising money for direct relief. And it's gonna be an awesome time. 6 beginner or TNP level players against Tristop. It'll be awesome. We're gonna raise money for charity. Some good Tetris will be played. It's gonna be great. It'll be happening over on my channel, AdamIrish XP. You can use the command AdamIrish to go and check that out. You can follow if you haven't already and get notified when I go live. You can also follow Classic Tetris League and be notified when we go live. We go live when there's Tetris to be played. There's going to be more Tetris being played this week and end of weekend. We still have a couple more playoff matches to go, and then we have the semifinals of the championships. It's gonna be great. And we have Champion Summit and Fastlane then coming on after that, so all fun to be had. 185 for Portal, 165 for Violet, so gap of 20k in favor of Portal. Tetris Violet again, 190. Portal with a bit of digging to do here. Has a bar dependency in column 7. Outstanding, but now building on it. Now, oh, didn't get that bar over. Portal's in a little bit of trouble. Does take a couple burns. Oh no, misses the 5 tap! And Portal's gonna top out at 216! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris! And immediately some deviation in the opening. Portal putting the S left and bar in 3, 4, 5, 6. Violet opting for a 6, 7, 8, 9 opening there. I could not tell you which one is more efficient. Not at all. Not in the slightest. I am not a good stacker. But they both seem to be good as both players take their first Tetrises without needing any burns in the slightest. I would confidently say that both were good. Both were good. Now, if you consult the, yeah, I think both are the two most optimal. Yeah. Yeah, I just saw the optimal openers document. Both are equally as optimal. So good job, players. You did it. Portal with 137, Violet 161. To be honest, I don't pay attention to the openers at all in terms of like my own game. I just do it on vibes, you know? What I feel like, yeah, this is gonna be good. I'll go with this. Maybe that's why I'm still in TNP Silver, you know? I say still, it's only my 2nd season up there. I've been in Bronze for over 10 seasons before that. Violet filling in the long bar dependency, gets the bar over, gets a Tetris. Portal with a bar dependency. Fills it in, though. Well is still open. Has a T-spin set up here. But yeah, this is do or die for both players here now. They can't afford any more slip-ups because whoever wins this game, doesn't matter what happened in the 6 before it, whoever wins this game will go to Div 1. And whoever loses will already join the players who've already gotten relegated from Div 1 this season. That being Tetris Time and Dangler. Yeah, saw that Tugi spin there from Portal. Tugi's in the building, so maybe influencing these players here. Well, maybe not both players, but Dusty column, or Dusty row 2 Tetris there for Portal up to 261. Violet 304. Portal with the J dependency there in column 3-4, and now just waiting. Okay, gets a bar, gets another bar. Still has that J dependency, but gets another bar. When in doubt, just put a bar down there. But now Portal needs a bar for the right-hand side to get a Tetris here. Finally gets that J piece, gets a bar over Tetris. Portal 286, takes a double and another double. Violet's still clean. Portal with a Tetris will also get clean here. Dangler's not playing next season. I'm not surprised, Shake. To be completely honest, I'm not surprised. I mean, if I got relegated from Div 1, I probably wouldn't play the next season either. But yes, thank you, the known liaison for all Dangler, all Noah Dangler activities, Shake QC. Thank you so much, personal assistant, Shake QC. Yeah, probably, I know it's college, but that's fair. But, like, still. My ego wouldn't be able to handle it, you know? Portal 429, Violet 467. Violet going aggro here, going for that dirty Tetris. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'd play because I like playing Tetris. Violet taking the triple. Not being a hero. Twitch subs. You know what to do now. Thank you, Aaron. Squawk? Don't be a hero. 476 Portal, 531 for Violet. Not gonna lie, you might E. You're gonna E? Not without me. Tetris Violet 600. Could go in with a 624 transition here. If she can get another Tetris. Portal goes in at 547. He does have a hole in row 4. Couple misdrops of an S and a Z. Well, misdrops these EPs. Hangs. Oh no! Portal needs to hit this 5-tap. Portal needs to get something over there and even try to flat burn. Portal's in trouble here. Portal needs a bar. Okay, takes the double. Okay, this is survivable. Oh, and Portal tops out at 550. And Violet with 632. Coming back from 3-1 down to win 4-3. Violet Phloxae is going to Div 1. Heartbreaking there for Portal. But a remarkable comeback for Violet. She is going to Div 1. A complete unknown in the scene just a year ago. And now she has reached the promised land of online competitive Tetris. CTL Div 1 beckons for Violet. No, it wasn't a reverse sweep. 3-1 down. 3-1 down, I said. Heartbreaking for Portal.
But he is also a former CTL champion. Welcome in, Pixelandy. And away we go. Yeah, Ryan pointing out that Blue Scooty won Space City Das in the finals against Pixelandy. They also met earlier today in CTW in the semifinals of the Battle Royal 6 tournament. Blue Scooty blew everyone out of the water. He was pretty unstoppable. But Pixelandy also made it in. Oh, are you still here? How much did he PayPal you for your deed of letting him sneak in over Miles? Knight's gonna end that streak this season, huh? Oh. Oh, it was live streamed for sure. I just think it got caught up in the VOD deletion that Twitch did for a while. 376 for Scooty, 299 for Pixelandy. Scooty with a 3 Tetris lead here early on, but what I saw today is any indication, that's not much. These two will be very likely taking this to level 29 and beyond every game. Kind of one of the interesting things about the Battle Royal tournament, we had a pretty good chance of having a former winner in the finals because there were 3 former winners. But these two managed to knock out all 3. Along with Cole Bucket and Tristop. Yep. And the reigning defending champion got eliminated in round 3, like even before the semis. And that was crazy too, because it was Silly Shark that ended up having to basically come from behind in game 8, and by a small, not by a small margin either, against the defending champion. And he managed it. He got in. But unfortunately did get eliminated today. But meanwhile, CTL has got all kinds of... I mean, this season has just been brutal for Division 1. But that also means we've gotten some amazing Tetris out of it. And we're about to hit level 19 here in our first match of the season finale. Scooty with about a 98,000 point lead. Was also ahead by 4 lines when I said that, but this is a weird board for Scooty here. Gonna be interested to see how he tries to resolve this. He's not going to before transition, but he's gonna get this brought down slowly but surely. That's a lot of burns though, and that's gonna allow Andy to try to catch up. But Andy needs a bar, and I don't see one in sight. What I do see is a drought counter. There's the bar, there's the Tetris. So Andy cutting the lead quite a bit there. Both players built up here looking for a bar. Again, the drought counter rears its ugly head. And this one doesn't seem to be going away quite as quickly. That is a 30-piece drought. Both players will survive it. Andy's board a little worse for wear, but no danger.